This Pokemon miniseries is still the franchise's most underrated anime. Pokemon Origins is praiseworthy for capturing the original game's spirit, representing how far the franchise has come, and hinting at the future. Pokemon Origins accurately captures the spirit of the original Red, Green, and Blue games. The anime exceeded expectations with new information, grounded characters, and showcasing varied team combinations. Mega Charizard X's debut in the series was a significant and unexpected finale twist. It's nearly impossible to adapt the original Pokemon games, since it's an RPG where players can form a team of 6 Pokemon out of a possible 150-151 if Mew is counted. Countless team combinations can be made. There's no such thing as a canon team. Likewise, the story and other goals are achieved based on the player's discretion. Even with its linear story mode, the order of events is up to them. This hands-off approach to the player's progression means anime and manga looking to adapt the story have as much freedom to decide how things should happen as the average player. This can lead to extravagant interpretations of the source material, like Pokemon Adventures or the original series. However, if one is looking for something as close to a faithful anime adaptation of Pokemon Red, Blue, and Green as possible, it would be Pokemon Origins. This series did everything it could to capture the spirit and style of the original games while still representing much of what the franchise has become since then. This was an accomplishment of a 4-part OVA that came out in 2013. This series should be recognized for its contributions to the Pokemon franchise. Pokemon Origins is a reboot in the truest sense of the word. It's an adaptation of the storyline from the original Red, Green, and Blue games. In fairness, though, circling back to Kanto often occurs in the Pokemon franchise. Most new installments to the franchise that invoke Kanto nostalgia couple it with new content that's been developed since the 90s. Even newer incarnations of the Generation I Pokemon games, like Fire Red and Leaf Green and the Let's Go games, can only try to recreate the experience of their predecessors. They're more likely to try and emulate mechanics from newer games, including new Pokemon, new types, new moves, and more. This is convenient and fun for gameplay because it gives nostalgic fans what they want while changing things up. However, if it's about faithfulness to the source material, Origins is the best option. Red's Charizard uses moves it could learn in the first generation, like Mega Punch and Swift. If it were trying to be more modern, his Charmander could have learned Metal Claw to beat Brock, like in Fire Red or Leaf Green. It eventually Mega evolves into Mega Charizard X, but that was saved as a special surprise at the end of the series. This was also the debut of this Mega evolution, which made it all the more significant. Besides this, Red does everything one would do in a playthrough of Red and Blue. Naturally, this includes the traditional battles against the gym leaders, Elite Four, and the champion. He also collects several items from the games, including the fishing rod, the bike, the Sylph Scope temporarily, the Poke Flute, and the various technical and hidden machines of the first generation which are absent altogether from the main series. Most importantly, Red completes the Pokédex by catching all 150 known Pokémon, including the legendary birds and Mewtwo. Of course, since the series is only 4 parts, many segments of Red's journey were cut down for time. This includes his battles with all but 2 gym leaders and other trainers, obtaining several items, and completing the Pokédex. Regardless, Pokemon Origins is the closest fans have gotten to a faithful anime adaptation of the original games. Red may have influenced Ash Ketchum's character and design, but the latter follows a different path. Pokemon Origins is also more grounded in its characters' logic and motivations. It isn't the kind of series where Gary Blue would drive across Kanto in a convertible with a cheer squad. This, in turn, makes the characters more relatable and resonate better with audiences. These aspects are relatively minor, but they give this version of the story an identifiable personality. Pokemon Origins also takes advantage of its short format to showcase one of the intended appeals of the franchise, using various team combinations. Players were supposed to switch out party members and use whoever they liked, or were helpful for the upcoming challenge. However, playing the game this way would require hours of additional grinding to get the new teammates to a usable level. It's more practical for players to train a handful of Pokemon and use said handful throughout their run, even if some of them have a type disadvantage. The anime couldn't regularly rotate the characters' party members, either. They were effectively valued as cast members, adding and removing them was always treated as a monumental moment in the series. It's also why Ash and his friends only caught a handful of Pokemon in each region, even though the objective of the games is to obtain them all. Since Pokemon Origins is only a miniseries, Red can get away with rotating out his teammates. The only one he must keep on his team consistently is his starter Pokemon since its character arc is an integral part of the series. Charizard was also important for the finale's plot twist. Speaking of the finale, Mega Charizard X's appearance cannot be understated. Either way, no fan could have expected this new form to appear.